guys, and welcome to the next review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the pull-ups by Bumz. I've been promising you this review for absolutely ages, probably weeks and weeks, if not months, so thank you for your patience and I hope that you enjoy this one. Quickly, thanks so much to the brand for providing me for this nappy, but don't worry guys, all of the opinions are my own. My baby boy is 2 years and 3 months and we finally started to potty train him. So by that I mean like we're introducing it without the pressure. I'm not trying to get him potty trained by a certain time. I don't want him to be potty trained for any particular reason. I like doing reusable nappies. I guess it'll be easier for both nursery and nanny, and you do have that requirement when they get to school, but as he's only 2, we've got a couple of years yet, but I did introduce it, so I'm going to do a video on that completely separately. I'm going to go through the motions that we are taking and took, and the progress that we've done, and also once he is potty trained we'll celebrate together. Anyway, the pull-ups are so useful during this process. So I have found I've been using pull-ups so much more since my baby boy is now potty training, and I'll explain why as I go. I'll also do all of the review stuff that I usually normally do, so thank you for sticking around and I hope that you enjoy this one. So this one is a Bumz pull-up size 1 in particular. So because I thought that we're only starting with pull-ups, I didn't know what size to get, but I think I've done the right choice because there's also like still a couple of poppers to go, so I'll go through the sizing in a second. But I wanted to mention the price, the fact that they're just under a tenner, so they are absolutely a great option to be using. You know that I like my reusable nappies, which means it explains why I'm so motivated to try and get you guys to buy some reusable cloth nappies as well, and these pull-ups are great, especially if you're looking for that option like pants, but not pants, something a little bit lighter, not so absorbent like a normal cloth nappy. So yes, I got the size 1. It's like around a tenner. It doesn't come with any inserts or anything like that, and I'll go through the materials in a bit. So essentially in terms of the sizing, I wanted to mention that it's got the usual popper system like you would in like a pocket nappy, for example, or any cloth nappy that has poppers rather than Velcro. It's got the usual system, but I found that actually the poppers are usually at the front, and it's the same with this Bumz option as well. So rather than usually with a cloth nappy you go over, if I remember correctly, obviously they won't be as long as these ones. These ones you go over from the front backwards. So I found that because they're pull-ups you can pull them up, and alternatively when you're teaching your baby to go potty they can actually take it down themselves, and it's a lot easier to do that than with like a pocket nappy. So I do think that that option is just so great for potty training, and also for like older kids as well, because you don't actually give them too much support, so you don't put too many inserts like I personally didn't. I'll show you exactly what I do in a second. Just to finish up on the sizing side of things is the fact that I found with my son, because he's a mover, because he loves running, he doesn't stop, he's always out and about and moving, jumping, doing something, I do find that the pull-ups are great. So you pre-make them and then use them and pull them up rather than needing to like clip them on or like try and like tackle him to get him down in order to put the nappy on. So with a pull-up you literally pull it up if it's already clipped on, and I find that really useful. I also like the fact that it is a popper, because when it comes to Velcros, my baby boy from like a very young age, like 8 months or even younger, he just unvelcroed himself. So now that it's summer, it's hot, we're not wearing as many layers, especially when we're potty training. That's another reason why I thought it would be good to potty train because it's hot weather. We don't have to wear as much, and like he can just have the pants on or like the pull-ups, so that if he wees we just swap them out rather than like a full outfit change, you know what I mean. I do find that they're great, that you can just pull them up rather than needing to like wrestle them and get them to stop to actually pop them into the nappy. The other thing that I've noticed about this nappy is the inside. It's like mesh material. I'll show you. So if you imagine like a swim nappy, especially in the guys ones where they've got like the inner lining like mesh to keep all the bits safe and comfortable, I guess. It's a similar sort of material in my opinion. You have a hole at the back here. I prefer the one at the back because you probably guys know if you've seen my other reviews, I prefer to like pad my inserts at the front as much as possible, usually because I've got a baby boy, he pees at the front mostly. But it's a little bit different now. I don't use as many inserts for pull-ups because I try to encourage him, remind him to go on the potty. So all I do now really, sometimes I just use the booster, so a Bambino Mio microfiber booster, and if I do fancy a little bit more of like protection, or like I know that I'm not going to be able to focus all of my attention on him because we've got guests, I do add another layer. I usually fold this up at the front because he's a boy and going to pee at the front, and then I put these like that so that it's all, this section is at the front. So basically, because it's like potty training time, it's also summer, we're drinking a lot more, I can't tell you how long it's going to last and the durability of it. It all depends on how often I remind him to go pee. We're very good at pooing on the potty, so that's absolutely wonderful. So it's mostly our struggle with like weeing, and I say struggle, it's probably nothing. It's just the fact that I find that he doesn't remember to wee or doesn't understand that he's about to wee. I guess we do it more often than we do with the poo, and like the feelings are different. So I am guessing that it's going to take a longer time for him to understand that he needs to go wee, but with me reminding him constantly it's going to really help. But with like nappies like this, it just makes it a little bit easier that you can just like swap and change these. I've actually been finding that I'm using like the pull-ups that I have, so the reusable pull-ups, with these like potty training pants with like a little bit extra padding in them for potty training, but I'll go into that in another video about the potty training. In the meantime, I did want to say that actually I do prefer the pull-ups over the training pants, because I do find that the pull-ups give me more versatility in the sense that I am able to pad it out more if I wanted to, because we're not quite there yet with understanding when we need to pee. I also forgot to mention the fact that I'm absolutely loving this print. It's really lovely, like gorgeous gold and green colours, so I do feel it's very much like opulent and like luxury colours. I do love wearing or having Aiden wear this, and it's really wonderful. They've got other options. Bumz are actually one of the brands that I recommend if you're looking for like really funky and a variety of patterns. They've got so many patterns galore, so yeah, go check that out. The other thing that I've noticed is the fact that the elasticity of the nappy, it seems a little bit more grown up. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's because it's bigger, maybe because there's more elasticity, but it just reminds me of like you know, like elastic pants, or not pants, sorry, like the school trousers that kids put on and things like that. So I do find that actually it's definitely more of a grown-up nappy, and you can definitely feel that. So I do think that it will last us a while in terms of like where Aiden is at now. In terms of the sizing, we still have 2 or 3 poppers to go, so he has plenty of room to grow and the nappy's still fitting. But if the pull-up size 1 we outgrow, I'm sure we'll start using pull-up number 2, which is for a little bit for larger children. I actually see this as a very good option for nighttime as well. I've found that since potty training we have been using different nappies for nighttime. I find that he's better at keeping his wee until he's about to get up. So what I've been trying to do is actually encourage him to wee as soon as he gets up out of bed, but that's a completely other story. I'm sure I'll go into that in another video. But in terms of like the pull-ups, I really find that they're useful for the night time. If I wanted to have that extra protection, I might put like lots of like padding. I've not tried this out yet, so a disclaimer, but I'm gonna like try and pad it out to an amount that I think suits us, just in case, and then in the mornings basically get him to wee. I know that sometimes parents wake them up during the middle of the night, so that will be an option as well. But I do feel like we're definitely going to be using these pull-ups a lot more going forwards, and using like the traditional cloth nappies less, which really makes me sad, because like we've been on this whole journey for like a year and a half, but at the same time I'm excited for something new. I'm excited to be using the pull-ups and just taking that next step in the reusable cloth nappy journey. Guys, don't worry, I'm still going to be talking about reusable nappies. I'm sure if it's not me and us trialing it, I'm sure it's going to be friends and families, babies and things like that. So don't worry and watch this space. Let's talk about washing. The pull-ups are a lot easier to wash and dry. So because Aiden started pooing on the potty a lot more, if not most of the time, I don't have to worry about like putting inserts in. I'm also not worrying about stainage, so that's been great not to do like the extra washes, worry about the stainage and try and get the stains out. Actually it's been blissful, so fingers crossed it continues. But basically, like, because it's similar, a similar material to like the swim nappies and the mesh like I've mentioned, it's also just as easy to dry. So although the inserts and stuff remains the same like I usually do, I use like the sock hanger to actually like dry the inserts, and like, you know, with the pegs and everything, so it's like vertical rather than horizontal. And then when it comes to the pocket nappy, it takes less than a day to dry, but also it's been very hot, so maybe I am being biased, but at the same time I feel like because of the material it is going to dry a lot quicker than a normal pocket nappy anyway. I don't know what you guys use a pull-up for. Is it just for potty training? I don't know. I should have researched before I did this video, sorry guys. But actually you guys can tell me down in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Like, do you use it for night times? Do you use it just for potty training? Do you use it just for like older kids who like 4 and still learning to do potty training? That's also fine, but I'd love to hear about it. I'd absolutely want to know more. So yeah, go and comment down below. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. This one's a super quick review. I hope that you liked it. We're going to continue to use it, and don't worry, I'll probably do a video around like comparing the different pull-ups as well. Thanks so much, guys, and until next time.